the vocal onset. This is super important because how you begin the tone sets up how you will sing the rest of the phrase. Also, it's your first impression. We'd better talk about this. Welcome back to another edition of Victoria's Vocal Tips. 30 years of teaching voice, 42 years of studying voice, all different styles. I take serious vocal technique and make it simple and fun. So, I said the onset is super important because it's how you start. You know, it's a lot easier to sing when you just start right rather than start incorrectly and then try to fix things in the middle of the song. So we're going to talk about the 4 different kinds of vocal onsets, and we will focus on the balanced onset. Then we will follow that with 2 singing exercises. And while we go through this lesson, I want you to be aware of what you feel when you do these speaking and singing exercises. I always tell my students to be very aware of what their singing feels like. The 4 types of vocal onsets are, number 1, the breathy, aspirated onset. Number 2, the glottal or hard onset. Number 3, the vocal fry. And number 4, the balanced or coordinated onset. I want the balanced onset to be your default, so we will work on that one last. So in the breathy onset, those vocal folds are not coming together when we make the tone. So you're actually leaking air, or in other words, it's not simultaneous. The vocal folds are not closing with the exhalation. You are getting air first, and sometimes those vocal folds don't even close at all while you sing, or they might close halfway through the note. So it's important to remember that if your onset is breathy, the rest of your phrase, your singing line, will probably be breathy as well, or it will be weak. So here's an example. If I sing, ah, those vocal folds never came together. Or in the breathy onset, I might start out breathy, but then the vocal folds will come together in the middle of the line. But then it's too late because I've already started to sing. So listen. Ah. Now you know I teach singers in all styles, and I know that the breathy onset is a stylistic choice in lots of contemporary singing. However, underline, stylistic choice, not your default. So here's an example. It's just the nearness of you. Now, I like that for style, but I'm not going to sing a whole 5-minute song that way. So let's experience this in a spoken exercise simply on the word hi, okay? And I'm going to say it super breathy. Listen, hi, okay? You try. Hi. What does that feel like? So to me, that feels dry. If I continued to sing like that, I would get tired. Now say it with clean closure, meaning the vocal folds come together and you just speak it clearly. Hi. Here we go. Hi. Feel the difference? Now, sing a breathy ah like this. Ah. Here we go. Ah. We will sing it with a balanced onset in a few minutes, but I want you to know what that breathy onset feels like. Now, if you have trouble with breathy singing, then be sure to watch my videos on the breathy voice and also the weak voice. Another thing is, if you are habitually breathy, just know that that is hard on the voice. So watch my videos on how to prevent vocal damage. Next, we come to the glottal onset or the hard onset. Sometimes conductors call it the glottal attack. I don't use the word attack. So it's the opposite of breathy. In the glottal, the vocal folds start out closed and then they are pushed apart with air and pressure. Sometimes in a hard glottal, it's like an explosion. Okay? Not good for the voice if done habitually. It's okay for style used with care. So, I can show you this in speech. I have to get out my inner Brooklyn childhood to show you this. A, get out of there. A, you see, the vocal folds start together and then I push them apart with air. A. Now, there's a difference between a hard glottal, which is more like a grunt, versus a light glottal, which is just the vocal folds clicking, such as found in English and in German. Here's an example. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Unforgettable. It's a light glottal. Here's the harder glottal. And I'm trying to get home. Again, a stylistic choice. The third vocal onset is vocal fry. That's when your vocal folds are really loose, slack, with a lot of airflow. And you hear a lot of people do this in speech. I don't know. Let's try that. I don't know. It's kind of a creaky door sound. I don't know. I don't care. Okay, but again, you want to use that sparingly. And some people talk like that and they sing like that all the time. This, and it starts to get old. As an expression, for example, it can be used for feeling sick and tired or down and out. I'm drinking again. And finally, we come to the fourth onset, our habitual choice, the balanced onset. So we inhale, and as we exhale, the vocal folds come together and we make our sound. That's why it's called the coordinated or simultaneous onset. Here's an example. Not and not no, or in the upper register. Now, if this is difficult for you because you often have breathy onsets, first of all, check your support, right? The support helps to close the vocal folds efficiently. This is all part of the coordination. Then I want you to insert an N before the ah, like this. Na, 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 or in the upper register. Na, na, na. Great. Then you continue to practice and remove that N little by little until you can produce a clear tone. I have a lot of other exercises in my videos on the breathy voice. Now, if you tend to do glottal onsets, the grunting, then we're going to insert a temporary H to teach you how to learn balanced onsets. So instead of we want ha, ha, ha. Then little by little you will decrease that H, so it will become ha, ha, then ha, ha, then ha, ha. More of a silent H as you learn balance. So remember, a balanced onset just gives you a better tone. You have more clarity. It's more resonant. It sounds clean. If you want more tips on better tone quality, see my playlist on better tone quality. Now it's time for our singing exercises. In exercise 1, we're going to repeat a single note 5 times, a breath between the first 4, and on the last note you're going to sustain it. And our goal is balanced onset, like this. Here we go. We can do it up here. One more. Now, if your chest is bobbing up and down with this exercise, then you better watch my video on Let's Fix the High Breathing and Collapsing. Also, if your breath is not automatic, you're probably going to have trouble with this exercise because it's just a quick catch breath in between each note. So you better watch my videos on inhalation. Next, exercise 2 is a triad, and it goes like this. Ah, 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 ah. Here we go. Ah, 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 ah. Upper voices can be up here. Ah, 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 ah. Continue. Last one. Victoria's wisdom. The balanced onset is one of the most important principles in singing. You can do your other onsets for style, but the balanced onset is your default for beautiful and healthy singing. I hope you have enjoyed another edition of Victoria's Vocal Tips. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, leave me some comments, leave me some thumbs up, and keep working on your beautiful, coordinated, and simultaneous onsets. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon.